या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य श्री अरविंद, you all present here are chosen soul of our Divine Mother, and rest of the people who are at present listening to this elsewhere are too the children chosen by the Divine Mother. The moment we are living is a very centrally located divine determinism. The age is being renewed. The new world is born. New light is breaking upon the earth. So it is the new sun that arises. In order to create the new world inside our body and outside our body, we feel that the present time is a very crucial time, and we cannot but experience only plight, difficulties, havoc, calamities, hostilities, all negativities, and within our body too we have the same type of sequence of different phenomena in the form of disease, in the form of defects, in the form of disabilities, and psychologically also in our mind we have depression, suppression, overcompression, frustration, and mental stress. So we are all surrounded by external difficulties and internal difficulties. Mother says that I am also undergoing this world scenario within me, and that too at the level of my cellular existence. But there I can find they are just moving around me, moving around my real existence, moving around my centrally located psychic reality, centrally located mind of the light. Externally the world is feeling, world is experiencing all difficulties, and when I come up from my centrally located cell, then I can start experiencing all difficulties and phenomena which are all full of hostilities and adversities. So I can experience both the worlds simultaneously, and I am assured by the Supreme Lord that this is a transitory movement, transitory phenomenon, where you can get yourself rightly, you can get yourself turn positive and right. The world is also taking this positive turn, and that is what Mother assures Satprem what is going on within her cellular existence. Each and every cell of the body of mother experiencing individuality and universality together. As individual mother living in her ashram, in her room, where she can experience absolute divinity centralized in her individually, and when she start moving around the ashram, moving outside the ashram, in the cosmos, in the universe, she start experiencing all troubles and everything. So mother says, the big problem in matter is that material consciousness. My materialized consciousness, which forms my mind, is at pain, is at plight, is experiencing all difficulties of the world, all difficulties of the entire universe. But when I get out from it and when I enter into my cell, there I can feel some sort of different experience, and different experience means experience of immortality. Difficulties can't touch, plight also doesn't affect. No havoc, no calamities can touch my centrally located consciousness at the center of the cell. That is the mind of cell. One mind at one level is free from all difficulties and plight, and the mind at another level creates another world. So it is the mind that can create our own cosmos. It is the mind that can create our individuality, and it is the mind that can create what we are going to experience. So it is the mind at one level creates our death. So the mind that creates our death, the same mind can create our immortality. It's not the death-bound mind, but it is the misuse of our mind, creating and generating wrong habits, creates death. The big problem in matter is that material consciousness, meaning the mind within matter. So, mind within matter is the creator of all problems. Mind within cell, mind within cellular existence is purity, divinity, infinity, trinity in one. Was formed under the pressure of difficulties, obstacles, suffering, struggle. It was put together, so to speak, by those things that they gave it almost an imprint of pessimism. It gives tremendous pessimism to me, that I cannot do anything. I cannot go further. It is aging. I am nearing the death. I am nearing the extinction. I am just at present standing on the verge of my own extinction. So that fear is just before me, and I can see nothing but fear at every breath. So to speak, by those things, and they gave it almost an imprint of pessimism and defeatism, which is certainly the greatest obstacle. Acceptance and presumption of such negativity is a greatest problem to our existence. If it is a problem to me at this level, definitely it is a problem to each and everybody living outside the world, living in the world, living elsewhere too. So as a universal mother, I can feel the difficulty surrounded just by the people of the world. But here in individually, when I go within and entered into my cellular existence, there I am assured that new world is born. new light is breaking upon the earth. In the center of my cell, I can see the new world emerging, and in the real materialized mind, which is a functioning mind, there I can see the world is surrounded by all obstacles. So these two tracks are being undertaken by me simultaneously. So I am also just like a pendulum, entering into one event, entering into another event thereafter immediately. It was put together, so to speak, by those things. How many times has it happened that in the middle of an acute pain, when it feels increasingly unbearable, a tiny inner movement takes place in the cells, still experiencing unbearable pain, experiencing unbearable clutches of this past reality of all dead habits, but I can simultaneously feel a exactly opposite experience at my cellular level. So which is reality? What is to be accepted? How to convince my materialized mind that this is the reality as it is felt by the cell, is the reality of tomorrow. It is not only my reality of tomorrow, it will be the reality of the entire universe. They send out their SOS, everything stops, the pain vanishes. And when cell send out its SOS, SOS is being sent by the steamer in difficulty in the sea. So, as if my boat is on the ocean of infinity, cellular existence is a boat in the mid of the ocean, but is assured that it will reach its target, it will reach its port, it will complete its own journey. So life is a journey, but it is controlled by the captain of the boat. And who is the captain? Captain is the psychic, and mind of the cell is the captain of the cell. It is microcosm, it is micro reality, it is microcosmic reality. Macrocosmic reality is of different dimension. Microcosmic reality of my body is a heaven, is a paradise, is a kingdom of God descended down on the earth. And earth means my matter, individual matter, and the atom of the matter created as world is microscopic world, wherein I can feel quite a different experience, which will be the common experience of tomorrow. Everything stops, the pain vanishes. See, the pain vanishes. The pain is replaced by a feeling of blissful well-being. Who am I? I am blissful well-being. I can feel bliss. Though pain is also, the same body can experience the pain at a different level. And blissful existence is also felt at a different level. So I am just bounding and rebounding in this way. Two movements are going simultaneously on. But the first reaction of that stupid material consciousness is, my material consciousness means my consciousness of functioning mind is a stupid. Stupid means it accepts, presumes certain realities just out of fear, just out of uncertainty, just out of limitation. But the real reality of infinity, real reality of beauty, real reality of love, real reality of the true nature of divine living in human body, in human microscopic existence is absolutely blissful, Satchidanand. Why not to take it? And when mind, my functioning mind, doesn't get it, doesn't receive it, and experiences something otherwise, then it is stupid. We are stupid means What is to be experienced is left out, and what is not to be experienced is accepted willfully. That is our stupidity. So materialized consciousness of mind functioning at present is so stupid that it expects all negativities, not only of my existence personally, individually, but the existence of the entire universe. Let us see how long it lasts, but I am also confident. Let me see how long it lasts, because I am getting the direct light from the Supreme. I am getting the direct inspiration from the Supreme, which is scientifically called magnificent compulsion, as invented by Einstein. Einstein also accepted this experience to be made available to the human body by supreme energy, though he wrote capital energy, but that capital energy is capital swadharma, capital energy is capital functioning, capital energy is capital swabhav, is to provide bliss, beauty and love to each and every shell. It means to each and every individual. It means to the entire world and to the entire humanity. This movement naturally ruins everything. My movement of the functioning mind ruins everything. So our mind is the root cause of all our troubles, all sorts of degeneration, all sorts of deterioration, all plight, misery, suffering, and ultimately death. So mother found out from all different angles the root cause of death. It is the death that has been accepted as ultimate and final reality by our mind stupidly. I have to start all over again. I will have to change the direction of my life. I have to change the direction. It means I have to take turning point. Let me stop somewhere in middle. Let me stop for a while somewhere in middle, instead of going positively inside and going externally outside. I must stop somewhere. That is the real meditation our functioning mind has to accept. The meditative status of the cellular mind should be our nature if real transformation takes place, if real transfiguration takes place. And that is why Sri Aurobindo used two words, transfiguration and transformation. So transfiguration is a preface to the mind, final ultimate experience of transformation, and transformation ultimately is to immortality. It is a way to immortality. Transfiguration is a way to the experience of immortality, and transformation is a way to reality of immortality. Momentarily I can experience the infinity. Momentarily I can experience the death of death. But as I turn once again back, then I can enter into, I am compelled to enter into my old reality, that is the bundle of difficulties, that is the bundle of all dead habits. As soon as the body becomes conscious, it is conscious of its own falsehood. When body normally under the control and command of our functioning mind becomes conscious, it becomes conscious of its own falsehood, nothing else. At the cellular level, if body, if light of cell, if mind of cell is awakened, then it starts experiencing immortality. But when at the level of functioning mind our body gets awakened, there it is surrounded by all difficulties and troubles. It is conscious of this law and that law and a third law. It is a law of nature, one has to die. It is a law of nature, one has to pass through the difficulties. It is the life, one has to face its all challenges. And death is a final challenge which is not to overcome. We can't overcome it. It is a must. a fourth law, a 10th law. Everything is a law. It is the code of conduct created by our mind, where death is in the center. Body should behave in this way, our body should accept this, our body should do it, our body should face this. These are all laws created by our mind as custodian of all difficulties, troubles, torture, harassment, depression, suppression, frustration, and ultimately and finally death. We are subjected to physical laws. These are the physical laws we are subjected to. We never experience the law of the divine. We never experience the law of the light. We never experience the mind of the light. And that is the root cause why we are surrounded and why we are victim of death. We are subjected to physical laws. If you do this, it will result in this. Such and such will happen, and why they exclude from every pore, we must realize that it is not true. We must realize that it is falsehood. All difficulties, plight, sufferings, miseries, disease, they are all falsehood. Mind is not so incompetent to be all the while victimized by all such negativities, but it is the mind that has ignorantly accepted all of them. And my mother, in her experience of Japan at the time of flu, accepted this, that it is my mind that rejects the flu. I move outside, walk outside on the road, still I am least affected by the epidemic of flu at that time. Why? The mother found out the root cause of this, that my mind was so captivated by my psychic that my mind is not open to the all different waves coming to me from outside infectiously. And that is why I was up till now, up to this moment, I was practically free from this disease. But the moment when I am unconscious of my psychic and when my mind takes reign of my movement, at that time I am infected by the disease outside in Japan and I got flu. So mother there also distinguishes two different set of circumstances. One is positive, experienced by psychic, another negative, experienced and compulsorily undertaken by mind, that is functioning mind. It is not true. All that is an absolute falsehood. All that is an absolute falsehood. It is not true. Mother has spoken with such a powerful emphasis that Satprem has written it in capital letters. Not true. It's not true. This is falsehood. So what is sanctioned by psychic is truth. What is accepted by mind is falsehood. Because mind accepts anything and everything under the impact of fear. And this fear created by mind is so operated tactfully and very nicely and efficiently that it becomes the powerful mechanism of our mind. And we all are unconsciously becoming victims of our own mechanism created by mind. So this is the what we call the real track to find out the zone of mind, functioning mind, and the zone of our psychic. And the zone of our psychic can be a steady, stable zone of our living, stable zone of our life. That can be possible if our cellular mind is awakened. Because cellular mind is not only cellular mind, but cellular mind is cellular psychic too. It is a cellular psychic too. That is why it is the mind of light. It is the mind of light. Mind of body is our mind, functioning mind. That is mind of our physicality, wrongly operated, untruly operated in a way that it will ultimately result into death. If it is rightly operated, but rightly operated banking upon the mind of the cell, light of the cell. That is the new reality that has been given to us in advance. But it is the wrong undertaking and wrong practice of our body that ultimately makes us the victim of this pseudo reality. It is not absolutely true reality. Not true. If only people had the experience I had a few days ago, and this experience of positivity, the positivity of the true functioning of my cellular mind a few days ago. For sometimes the masses of the web opened and another state filtered in, which seemed as miraculous as green pastures might to a man just escaped from a dungeon. If we just pass through the jungle, pass through the thickness and darkness, we might have lost our way. But if we can see some sort of ray coming to us from outside, then we can feel that we are just at the end of this jungle. We are just at the end of this darkness. So I also felt sometimes a few days ago that I am also at the end of this jungle of difficulties, plights, suffering and torture, and I can have a new clue how to live new life even at this age. The experience is the supreme knowledge in action, and I understood that it is the action oriented by supreme knowledge. Nahi gnanena sadrasham pavitramiha vidyate. If this mind becomes bit pavitra, and bit pavitra means mind with white sincerity, mind as mindless space, then this mind can give room to the cellular mind to take hold of this physicality, vitality and mentality living here and here, where adverse experience was also understood and experienced by me. Now this extremely positive experience where death can be transformed into willfulness, and that will be the death of the must, death of the compulsion, death of the temporary torture given to the body by death. It is a temporary, illusory torture given to the body by death. So I can overcome death consciously, I can conquer death consciously. Experience of death is there, but I can conquer it, I can overcome it, because I will reach to the another end of the bridge. Knowledge in action with total cancellation of all past. It can cancel my past. It can cancel my death of the previous birth too, and I can accumulate my acquisition of so many past births. That is what Lord Krishna asked Arjuna to recollect. You cannot recollect, I can recollect all my previous births. You were with me in all my previous births, and that is why you are with me at present. So you will be with me in future too. It's a continuity. Consciousness is life is a consciousness of eternal flux. That is what Sri Aurobindo says in Savitri. Life is a conscious flux of consciousness. Flux. It's a continuous flow. Cancellation of all past and future consequences. And this is where we are left wide-eyed. Satprem says that this is the experience when Mother presented before me. Mother just spoke before me, and I could hear the direct words from the mouth of the horses directly. I was left wide-eyed. I was much surprised. I did not expect this sort of assurance at this stage by Mother. Each second I could feel, Satprem says, I could feel with eyes wide. Mother says, each second has its eternity and its own law. Every second has its eternity and its own law. Its own law is the law of life divine. Its own law is the life of immortality, where old laws have already been cancelled. Its own law, which is a law of absolute truth, which is a law of absolute truth. So the absolute reality that it is there in our shell, that has to be brought up, and brought up in such a way that it can recapture the mind, it can sidetrack the mind, it can silence the mind, it can make mind mindless and make mind in such a position that it can simply witness the forces which are being working and which are put in action by my psychic. I went down somewhere, mother says. I went down somewhere. Next day. Satprem noted down, and thereafter mother says, I went down somewhere in the consciousness, in a part of the consciousness that lives in a state of apprehension. It is the consciousness sometimes captured by apprehension created by our mind. Consciousness submits itself to the habits, dead habits created by mind, and the most powerful dead habit which appears to be uncontrollable is apprehension. It is absolutely baseless apprehension. If something takes place on the body, if something takes place painfully, then we start apprehending cancer. Is it not a cancer? Is it not like this? Is not like anything that gives pain to us? The very first jump, that is our dead habit, makes us to take is of the fatal disease. Body is not so feeble to be a victim immediately of a fatal disease, but we must be confident. We invite disease, we invite suffering, we invite troubles, and at one place Sri Aurobindo has written, we many a times invite misfortune. Looking to others subjected to misfortune, we also place them ignorantly, unconsciously, and become the part of their misfortune. We must have psychic seed, we must have psychic castling, we must have psychic veil, we must have psychic protective zone. It has been given to us, but we don't know how to make use of it because we are unaware of it. In the consciousness, in a part of the consciousness that lives in a state of apprehension, alarm, fear, anxiety, it is really and truly terrifying. This sort of constant going and constant becoming the apprehensive is really a terrifying experience, and we carry all that inside us, and that is what our internal stuff, where light of the psychic is veiled, light of the psychic is put into darkness, light of the psychic is imprisoned in the darkness, ignorance, that is to be removed. And that mother tries very consciously. It's really and truly terrifying, and we carry all that inside us. We don't notice it. We don't notice it. So our functioning mind, materialized mind given to us is to scrutinize this state of awareness, is to scrutinize this temporary state which misleads us and ultimately make us to be eligible to be the victim of such idiocy, victims of all such dead habits, but we cannot distinguish both of them. And what we presume and assume negativity with faith of experiencing positivity. We don't notice it, but it's there. It's cowardly, and that is what we can make you fall ill in a minute. And that is the reason why we are thrown out into the malignancy, why we are thrown out into fatal disease, why we are thrown out into this zone of suffering and misery. So that is the real cause, baseless apprehension created by our functioning mind. That is ahar, nindra, bhay and maithun, all are to be discarded. This is the bhay, this is the apprehension that is to be discarded, and new generation, new world, new race will be free from ahar, nindra, bhay and maithun. So this is the bhay which new generation can throw it out. And we will be surprised to observe them, how they can throw it out. But it is their psychic that can captivate the mind, kept it in prison and silence it. Then we can have this experience. It is the mindless space that is their conscious mind. With meditation, with contemplation, with concentration, we have to make our mind silent and we have to make it a mindless space. Whereas in new generation, with new cells and new psychic, with new consciousness, new time, and with cellular awakening, they will be granted this state of mind by birth. That will be the new race. And that is what Mother understood it, because she is creating her own supramental body within her physical body through this sadhana of cellular transformation. In the cell's subconscious, that is where it's rooted. Now, the new world, new light, the new resurrection, the new birth is deeply rooted there in the cellular entity. That is DNA. That is our genes. That is our prakriti of our psychic of the new birth. Whatever has already been transformed, knowingly or unknowingly, will be the seed of our psychic of tomorrow, psychic of the next birth. That is where it's rooted. You have to go all the way down there to change it, and that makes for unpleasant moments, you know. If you just go down and down, deep and deep into your shell, you will have all such bitter experiences, but better experiences also awaiting there. You must stop there and capture it. That is what the sadhana of cellular awakening, and that we all are to do. The problem seems to become ever closer and pressing and crushing. It's that work in the physical mind, the material mind. It is the work of material mind or the physical mind. Physical mind means our external physical mind that we are doing, we are feeling every moment. That has to be so converted first of all into mindless space, and with the strength of that mindless space, our psychic can start focusing on the cellular entity of our body, and especially captivating the cellular light for the transformation of the cells. It is that work in the physical mind, the material mind, and I seek my way downward. And I seek my way downward every moment. Satprem, I am seeking my way downward, and downward means deeper and deeper and deeper into my cells. A way out downward, that is what I can't find. The way I am seeking is always descending, descending, descending. It's never going up. I am not going up. I am not going out of my body. I am not going out of my body into another world. That was my experience, conscious experience in Paris and even in India. But now at present I am not going out, moving out. I am going deeper and deeper and deeper into my cells. The way I am seeking is always descending, descending, descending. It's never going up, it's always descending, descending. See, 4 times mother emphatically wrote descending, descending. Oh, I have no idea when it will be over. I have no idea when it will be over, when this adventure be over. It's a ground level seething. It's a ground level seething. And how does one prevent this stupid, trivial, and most of all defeatist automatic process from acting up all the time of our functioning mind, of our material mind? When will be a common universal experience of mindless space instead of our present mind? It is really an automation. No consciousness can move it. It is a process of mind, that is process of automation. Automatic, without our effort, without our notice, without our conscious registration, our mind starts acting. And not only starts acting, start holding our entire personality automatically. And that mechanism of mind as such becomes our self-imposed and self-accepted prison. And after being prisoner, we can feel that it is not my home, it is my prison. That is a shock. When if that shock is rightly received, rightly accepted, meaningfully accepted, and meaningfully acted, put into practice, then we can start our sadhana. That joke is required. Difficulties, torture, harassment, calamities, accident are all meant for this. When this material mind is seized with an idea, it can be also seized with an idea. We can seize our material mind. We can keep our material mind under our control. Rather, simply speaking, we can bridle our horse of mind. Horse is a wild horse, and it has to be bridled. If it is properly bridled, then we can give direction to that horse rightly. But it can be bridled. That is the shayam, that is the restriction, that is the self-control, that is the willpower. Whatever word from this new terminology you can use to identify your mind, and rather to realize your mind. It is literally possessed by it and can hardly free itself, and that is what illnesses are. Our illnesses are the wrong assumption of our functioning mind. We are really not ill. We are not sick. We are not what we call sufferers. All these things are self-assumed through the window of our mind. If we can shut it down and don't bank upon our functioning mind and start opening our inner chamber, then psychic will take possession and psychic will automatically seize our mind. Then only our mind can be bridled. Mind cannot be bridled with the power of our mind. We may have practice of it, but unless and until our psychic is opened up and psychic is made functioning and active, we cannot bridle our mind. That is what take Parkinson's disease, second time mother says. Illnesses are like that. Every single one, whatever their external appearance, the external appearance is a certain form of the same thing, because forms and appearances follow every possible combination. Our forms, our disease, our defects, our drawbacks of physicality. My body is like that, my body is like that. I am attuned with this atmosphere. This is what my habit. These all are pretexts created by our mind. They are all to be suspended at a time and at once. Every possible combination, and those which fall into similar partners are classified by doctors under the name of another. If we consult doctors at that time, doctors will start giving another name to it. That this is because of that, this is because of that. But real cause is the cause of our own mind. Every disease is a suicide. Every suffering is a suicide. And every suffering is self-murder. Every illness is self-murder because we have accepted it prior to its being examined by the medical practitioner. That is what Mother concluded at one moment. Partners are classified by doctors under one name or another, and the cells of the body obey that material mind. Our cells of the body are made to obey the material mind of stupidity, and with the result, the real suffering starts. If this turning point is accepted, then we can start entering into the privileged position of our immortality, which is our birthright.